Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the channel. I am aTone. This is aTone Tarot. Aqua, what's up? We will be getting into what are your marching orders entering into the first part of March. Financially speaking, we'll find out what you need to know and what you should be operating off of. Emotionally speaking, we'll tap into the tarot, and I'll close you out with a spiritual message via this Egyptian god tarot. So without further ado, Aquarius, let's make it do what it do. If you could, please go ahead, smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Also, if it don't apply, let it fly, Aquarius. Take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, let's see what my Aquarians need to know financially speaking. I hope all is well with everyone. We're going to pull 5 cards from this career and finance oracle. To my new viewers, welcome. Returning viewers, welcome back. I appreciate you. All right, let's see what's up. Financially speaking, what do my Aquarians need to know? I knew this one was going to be hot. I just felt it in my spirit before I even started shuffling, baby. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am also an Aquarius. What are your financial marching orders? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, let's get up into it, Aquarius. So you received opportunity, drama, courage, journey, and ending. When one door closes, another opportunity presents itself, Aquarius. I will say that the journey that you have been on as it relates to your career and your finances and just working towards something, you have tapped into a set of or a certain amount of courageousness and boldness that is taking you down a winding road that is opening up some doors for you as it relates to new opportunities around your career. I'll just say that as an overarching theme for my Aquarians. You guys are pivoting, moving, elevating, and shifting in such a way. It's creating some drama, some haters, some people chattering, which is at this point, if you've been on a journey and you're not new to this and you true to this, you're not unfamiliar with that part of what comes with having this level of ambition, courage, boldness, because it takes courage to face endings and brace for impact and transition your family and your mental and everything that comes with who you are in chasing your dreams, fulfilling your purpose. But doors are opening up for you because people and the powers that be have been observant of your consistency, the steadiness, the accuracy as well. That's something that also is coming through. You may not be liked. There might even be some that fear you with this lion being here. The Pisces got this too, but the energy for this spread is so different with courage being here for you, Aquarius. You're courageously accepting endings and walking through the doors, building windows if it ain't a door. You like, look that door. I'll make a window. A doggy door, a peephole, it don't matter. Give me a little bit and I'm leaning in and going all the way is what I'm hearing from my Aquarius collective. And that level of push, like I said, consistency as well as accuracy stirs the pot a little bit, but it gets things done. So that's as it relates to your marching orders, continue to do what you're doing. And as it relates to the drama, count it as noise, Aquarius. Count it as noise and validation that you're on to something. And your opportunities, they're yours. No one can take them from you. So don't get too much in your head or allow ego to knock you off your square. Is your marching orders, Aquarius, for financial. We are moving on to the emotional message. So what are your emotional marching orders, Aquarius? I'm going to pull 10 cards from the tarot for your emotional marching orders. Let us see what we got going on, emotionally speaking. For my Aqua gang, what do they need to know? What do they need to act upon? Do? Here we go. Aquarius, we getting up into this message. Hold tight. Please hold. I just spoke to this energy, so three more cards, please. Two. Okay, interesting. So you receive for your emotional marching orders, Aquarius, the Devil, the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Cups, the Hermit in reverse, the Three of Coins, the Emperor, the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, as well as the Page of Swords in reverse. So there's a few things you need to be aware of and take stock and move accordingly. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. Know thyself, Aquarius, and what your vices, weaknesses, addictions, those little tender spots. Be mindful of those and find ways and be a good steward of putting in the appropriate boundaries and training wheels and guardrails, if you will, around those vices so that you can be able to evenly give to something. I talked about that paranoid energy getting in your head, this Hermit in reverse that's jumping out and doing too much because you're wanting to overprove. No, the journey and what you have conquered and overcome thus far, your reputation, it speaks volumes. Make sure you're not doing too much, Aquarius, because it will come off as paranoid and overzealous, and people may not fully trust all of your offerings of assistance or whatever the case may be. So just be mindful of that and try to keep a steady cadence with inside yourself as well as those you interact with, because you have this Knight of Coins as well as this Knight of Cups here, Aquarius. Know that that's a nice balance of steady versus a flow and movement, right? Because the coins are associated with earth, which is solid, grounding, right? And then you have the Knight of Cups, that is water, flowing, moving, rhythm, and it creates a nice harmony and peace and pouring into nurturing elements, right? This Three of Coins being here, giving focus to the give and take with regards to the people that you interact with, Aquarius, from work, family, your significant other, children. Yeah, make sure that you are leading by example. It can be all please and no thank yous, Aquarius. You may be seen as a matriarch or patriarch in your family. You're stepping into that phase where you're now seen and looked at and looked to quite often. Make sure that you are leading by example. You're being very clear, and don't be mindful of preaching one thing and living another way, Aquarius, because that could come back to bite you in the butt with this Page of Swords being here in reverse. You look like a hypocrite. I'm going to just say it. I'm an Aquarius, so I got to call it like I said. I ain't partial to no sign. That's your marching orders. That's what you need to be made aware of. I just talked about ego. You know, all these things are rooted in a lot of different things like insecurity, ego, whatever the case may be. Get up underneath that, Aquarius. Be mindful of it. And like I said, put in the proper boundaries. Be aware of overly giving, because you need to reserve something for your legacy, for your future. Make sure you're rationing out your coins, your emotional state, your energy, your time, all of that accordingly. Because people looking, watching, wanting to really see what you about with this Page of Swords being here in reverse. Like, Aquarius has a lot to say about a particular topic, but what does their life look like? So be conscious of that. When with that Emperor being there, heavy is the head that wears the crown. That's the person that has a spotlight on their back. You know, they're seen and observed and critiqued. It's not always such a great thing to be up in front. All right, well, we are moving on to your spiritual marching orders. Let's see, what is your spiritual message and direction that you need to take, Aquarius? And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead, smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate that. All right, let's see what my Aquarians need to know as it relates to their spiritual marching orders. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Just one card from this Egyptian God oracle. It says renewal, a refreshing, a changing, a transitioning, a closing of one chapter and stepping fluidly into the next, Aquarius. It's almost like I'm picking up on a baptism, a cleansing, a washing away of the old and stepping into the new. Understand the authority and the power that your voice, that your presence, that you bring, that has power, Aquarius. So you may need to sit, wash away some of maybe how you appear, how you speak, how you just really cleansing and settling yourself to be a little more polished and reserved. You know what I mean? I'm also picking up on the message of, what is it? Carry a big stick and walk silently, quietly. You don't have to do so much as it relates to yickety yickety. I say that, when you, and that's our nature as people. We want to prove that we know what we're talking about, that we're worthy of being listened to, that we deserve respect. And we do that sometimes by way of, this is me, ABC, 1, 2, 3. When you just need to sit back and know that the proof is in the pudding, Aquarius. The truth is fashionably late, but it is there. It is very much still there. So cleanse, detox, move forward, have an awareness of that, and watch what happens. So that is your message. I hope that it helps. And until next time, peace.